Hello, thank you so much for hanging out with me today and learning how to become the photographer you need to become before video can start making you money. Okay, I want to be really fucking clear. This episode was born from students in Hybrid Hub, these amazing, gorgeous, talented photographers who support their clients so well, who really, really care about the art, who really care about serving their clients, and who are scaling their businesses with video. They are they're still fucking whining sometimes. I mean, we all have a tendency to do this. They find themselves saying things in our co-working calls or in group coaching or in my DMs where they're like, I'm not good at this, or I can't do that, or I'm not extroverted enough for what you're suggesting. Or they'll say, I have no time. I find my amazing photographer, videographer students telling themselves stories that just do not help them become who they want to become. I'm always trying to think about how to teach them that they get to decide who they are, and they have to reinforce the positive stories that they're telling themselves about the future with present behavior. I had one student who I just absolutely adore. She said something to the effect of, I just take everything so personally. I'm so negative. And I replied, I was like, you get that you are allowed to decide who you are, right? That doesn't have to be the truth. One of my best friends always says, interesting choice of personality. And it's so funny because it's so true. You decide who you are through your behavior and through the stories that you tell yourself. And just to loop this back into scaling your photography business by adding video, you can't keep calling yourself bad at video. You can't say that you're too busy for video. You can't say you're awkward with video. You can't say that you're scared of video. You can't say these things about video and then expect video to become a profitable part of your business. The stories we tell ourselves turn into behavior. If the story is, I'm not good at this, the behavior then is avoidance. If the story is, I'm the kind of photographer who offers photo and video and serves the hell out of my clients with both, then the behavior becomes practice, publishing videos, pricing videos, and talking about video constantly. You get to decide who you're becoming, and then you have to reinforce that decision with behavior. The core takeaway that I want you to take from this episode is that video doesn't just start making you money the second you become perfectly confident, perfectly skilled, or perfectly ready. Video starts making you money when you become the type of photographer who talks about it constantly, publishes your video work as you do it, you price it, and you treat it like a real part of your business. If you only remember one sentence from this episode, I want it to be this. You get to decide who you are becoming. Then you have to reinforce that story with your behavior. The action that I want you to take after this episode is to stop repeating the story that you are bad at video or too busy for video, that you're awkward for video or not ready for video. Replace it with a story you can act on. Something like, I'm a photographer who offers photo and video. Then I want you to prove that statement with one small behavior this week. Film a few clips and post them to your stories. Post one highlight film. Add hybrid photo and video to one section of the pricing page on your website. Integrate video into your offers in your pricing guide that you send clients. Do something, take an action that gives your brain evidence that this is who you are now. Hybrid Hangout is literally what it sounds like. This is a place to hang out and talk about what it takes to build a photography business, especially if you're even a little bit curious about adding video. I'm Shay, and I'm so stoked that you've come to hang out with me and talk about the stuff I'm already thinking through after a week of running my photo video business. Here you're gonna find conversations about why photographers are booked up and yet still so stressed about money, why being photo only has a financial ceiling, and why adding video is one of the simplest ways to raise your average booking working without blowing up your workload. I shoot photo and video at weddings, sometimes solo, sometimes with a team, and I sell high packages because I'm selling photos and simple story-driven video with the equipment I'm already using. Hybrid Hangout is where I talk about how I do that, how I shoot hybrid photo video in a way that doesn't make the day harder, how I edit both mediums quickly without it taking over my life, how I package and price photo and video so it sells without feeling weird, how I market so things compound instead of resetting every month. There will be strategy. There will be rants. There will be very specific systems. There will be side quests about business, money, confidence, burnout, gear, clients, boundaries, and whatever else I'm deep into at the time. This podcast is about building a smarter photography business, one that includes motion and paying you better. If you like photography, you like money, and you like learning in a way that feels more like hanging out than being taught at, you will probably love Hybrid Hangout. So come on, let's hang out. I've been thinking a lot about the stories that we tell ourselves about who we are, because I hear this from my students all the time, and I have to catch myself when I'm telling myself negative stories too. Inside Hybrid Hub, I will hear things like, I'm not good at this, or I can't do that yet. I don't have time. I'm awkward. I'm too shy. I'm just not there. I get it. I have to constantly police my thoughts and my actions too. My students will tell you that if the word anxious ever comes out of my mouth, I instantly have to reframe it into something different. I have to catch myself when I tell myself a story that does not help me. I have to catch myself if I start speaking negatively about myself, like I'm stuck or incapable or behind, or just something that is who I am and there's nothing that I can do about it. Speaking that way might feel harmless in the moment, and it feels like you're being honest, right? But sometimes you're not being honest. Sometimes you're just rehearsing a version of yourself, and that's a version of yourself that you don't even want to be. So it doesn't serve you to think those thoughts or say those things or have the behaviors match those thoughts. If you keep telling yourself that you're awkward on video, what are you going to look for every time you try to show up on camera? If you keep telling yourself you don't have the time, what are you going to use as the excuse for why you didn't practice this week? If you keep telling yourself you are bad at selling, how clearly are you going to talk about your photo video offer? If you keep telling yourself you're bad at video, how quickly are you going to quit when it starts feeling uncomfortable or when you take a few clips that you don't like? That is the problem that I keep seeing. Video is the thing that we're talking about on the surface, but underneath this is the story you keep repeating about who you are and what you're capable of. And I want to be clear, I'm not saying you have to be delusional or lie to yourself. I'm not saying you have to walk around pretending you're amazing at something that you've barely even practiced. But you have to tell yourself a story that gives you somewhere to go, something to aspire to. I want you to start saying things like, I'm becoming someone who practices photo and video in the same session. I'm becoming someone who follows through with what I say I'm going to do. I'm becoming someone who learns a new medium and I find joy in the practice. I am becoming someone who can sell a stronger offer. I'm becoming someone who does scary things and keeps moving, because you get to decide who you are becoming all the time, but you have to reinforce the story with behavior. And that is exactly what we're talking about today. The photographer you have to become before video starts making you money.
Okay, this is the part of the show where we stop yapping, and actually learn something. All right, let's get into it.
This episode is about the difference between being interested in video and becoming a photographer who actually uses video to make more money. At the top of this episode, I just want to tell you, you're closer than you think. As a photographer, you already know how to frame the moments that are worth being captured, okay? You're doing that with photo. You're telling stories. You're using your camera. You know its settings. You're noticing movement. You can read a room. You understand how to capture emotion. You know how to create something that people care about. You just have to start prioritizing capturing all these things on video as well as photo. But like I've been saying throughout the entirety of this episode so far, you have to tell yourself the story that you want to be true. Start talking to yourself like someone who sells hybrid photo and video offers. Maybe you're scared. Maybe things are going slower than you want them to go. Maybe you're figuring all this out in real time, but you are becoming someone who can do this and to take messy action. You do not need more interest in video. You're here listening to my crazy ass because you obviously are interested in video, whether that's Super 8 or iPhone video or camcorder or digital video with the camera you're already using for photos. You don't need more curiosity there. You need more evidence that you are the kind of person who follows through on what you want to do. A lot of photographers are interested in video, and I don't think that's your problem. You obviously like the idea of offering video. You love the idea of making more per wedding. You love the idea of a stronger offer with a ton of value for your clients. You love being seen as a creator who can do both. But like vague interest is not the thing that's going to change your business. Behavior changes your business. So you need to take action. Start filming, start editing, post, share your work as you get better, not when you think it's perfect. You have to put video in your pricing guide. You have to talk about it. You have to give your people the chance to buy it. Now, you also are acting like video is this brand new skill and it's going to be impossible to learn or it's going to take years. But you already know how to do this. You know lighting, you know composition, you know timing. You already know when something is about to happen, that being able to anticipate the moment is just part of getting really, really great at your job as a photographer. Now you just need to use those skills to have some discernment with photo and video and to have the self-trust to not spam photos when you anticipate these moments, but to get your shot and get a really, really strong shot and then transition into taking a 5 to 10 second video clip instead of taking 50 of the same photo. Now, my third point here is I really believe that you're making video more dramatic in your head than it needs to be. Having a video offer doesn't mean you become a full production team overnight. Hybrid photography and videography can be simple. It can be a Super 8 highlight film where you're hybrid shooting a few rolls of Super 8 at a wedding and you're delivering a really tight, simple, nostalgic, basically moving slideshow. This can be camcorder clips that are the same thing, except you don't have to go to the post office and get it developed. This can be iPhone clips, which you should already be trained to be doing a bit of BTS to market your own business anyway. Why not just train yourself to capture the whole day with iPhone and deliver them the same night? This can be a simple highlight film using the same camera you're using for photography. You do not have to rebuild your whole business to let video be a part of it. The next thing you might be telling yourself is that you don't understand video, and that's just categorically false in 2026 and beyond. You are spending hours a week studying video for free. Every time you find yourself scrolling TikTok, Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts, any behind the scenes content on stories, any wedding films or vlogs or brand videos, you're learning what makes people stop and care and watch and remember. You're learning because it stopped your scroll and made you consume the video content that you're consuming. I just fundamentally disagree that you don't understand what makes a good, tight, effective video because all of us are consuming video regularly. I know you understand hooks and you understand pacing, you understand capturing personality, and you understand what audio perks up your ears. You understand behind the scenes clips. You understand why some videos are boring and why some pull you in. When you tell yourself that you don't understand how video works or what makes a good video, I really want to challenge you on that. You understand much more than you're giving yourself credit for, and I want you to start using that understanding. Next, For my fifth point here, I want to tell you the video can make you money before anyone pays you for video. This is the part so many people miss, and I'm so passionate about it because I wholeheartedly believe and know I will change believe to knowing. I know that you can make money by integrating video into your business practices, even if you never sell a video. Video is a business asset well before it's a paid deliverable. You should be utilizing video content marketing in every area of your business because it makes people understand what it's like to work with you. Video shows the energy behind the final photos. It shows the experience, the location, the movement, the in-between moments, the process and the personality, the way you guide people, and the way the day or a session actually unfolds. You can leverage video to sell your existing photo offers and scale your business this year. Someone can love your photos and still need that extra push, that understanding of why they should choose you. And video helps them feel that difference. So yes, video can and should become a paid offer in your business if it's not already. But if you're unwilling to sell video, you still need to learn it because it will sell the photo offers you already have. For my sixth point here, you're already doing the work. You're just leaving a ton of marketing on the table. You're already at these sessions, photographing them. You're already at the wedding. You're at the location. You're seeing these moments and you're creating this great experience. A few clips can become a reel. They can become gifts on your sales page. They can become a location guide or a behind the scenes post or B-roll if you're doing these talking head videos to rank on YouTube. It can become proof for the next client. Video is so powerful and you should be hybrid shooting in every session, whether clients are buying video or not. When you just accept that you should be hybrid shooting every single session, no matter what, you will get way, way, way more out of the work you're already doing. You've heard me drone on and on about the 5 clips method, right? If in every single moment you're focusing on if you're capturing the wide shot to establish the setting, a long shot to show your subject moving within that setting, you established a close-up to show more about the subjects themselves, detail shots to close out any information gaps about the subject, and B-roll to show what the subject is seeing. If you can focus on getting those dynamic shots in every moment, then you'll have tons of content to market with. You'll be able to tell a complete story. You'll leave your sessions with 80 to 100 clips to make something beautiful, highlight film-wise. And it will make your photography galleries more dynamic because you're thinking about the complete story. You won't just have a boring gallery of long shots shot on a 35mm lens that are all from the same focal point. Make this video storytelling method a normal part of how you shoot, and it's only going to make your work better and your marketing stronger. Now, if you are a photographer and you're to a place where you're ready to sell video, you have to know you can't become known for something you're hiding. So you have to become a photographer that publishes imperfect proof that you do video. So you tried to hybrid shoot and you feel like you left with not enough video. Whatever, post the one good clip that you got. Post the few clips of Super 8 that you had developed. Post the behind the scenes you got from your iPhone. Post the tiny thing that shows that you are doing this. You become known for video by letting people see it. You cannot hide while also hoping your new clients magically understand that you're offering video. And now for the next point that kind of goes along with that, your client cannot believe in an offer harder than you do. It's just impossible. You have to believe that your hybrid photo video offer is valuable enough to sell. Photo and video together gives your clients the photos that they're obviously after, but also it helps them remember their loved ones' voices. It helps them see the people they love in motion, the energy of the day, and a complete story in 2 mediums that are important to them, with 1 point of contact throughout the whole planning process. Like, hybrid photo video is so valuable. But if you talk about video like you're unsure, people can feel that. If you shrink every time you try to upsell, your people will feel it. If you think video is some tiny little extra thing, they're going to treat it that way. Why wouldn't they? You have to believe in your photo video offer enough to lead with it clearly. Clean up the way you talk about video. Saying things like, oh, I'll just do a little video, or this is nothing crazy, or I'm just playing around with video. It's not going to make people believe in you. Say what this is. I offer hybrid photo and video coverage for couples who want both the photos and the videos from the day, who want everything captured in stills and in movement, however your voice is when you talk about this. Be clear, lead with value. Give someone a chance to understand your offer without you waiting for them to ask. Next, I want you to know that feeling awkward in the beginning is not a sign to stop. This is proof that you're just at the beginning. You have to stay in the game long enough for this to feel good, for it to feel normal. You might feel slow with this at first, with hybrid shooting. You might forget to take enough clips, and you might cringe when you post your work as you're practicing. You might feel clunky switching between photo and video. You might be overthinking while editing. You might wonder if anyone cares. That doesn't mean anything is going wrong. It means you're just in this messy part where you're catching up to the person you're becoming. Video will become profitable when it becomes part of how you work, how you market, how you sell, and how you see yourself. The photographer you have to become to make video a profitable part of how you do business, that photographer, that future you is probably closer than you think. You know how to frame these moments with photo. You know how to tell a story. You know your settings. You know how to make people care. Now you have to do all these same things you already learned, all these skills you built up as a photographer. You're doing the same things, just with video. The difference between being vaguely interested in video and knowing it can grow your business but not taking action on it is that you have to make your behavior match what you want. You have to practice video. You have to publish video. Believe in your photo video offer. Talk about your offer clearly. Stay with hybrid shooting long enough for you to become excellent and for your clients to want what you can do. If you start practicing hybrid shooting, photo and video, and selling hybrid photo video offers and showing your video, here is what changes. You stop waiting to feel ready and you give yourself proof that this will work. That's the biggest shift you're going to experience. Because right now, I think you're just waiting for the confidence to show up before you take action, and that's just never going to work. You might be waiting until you feel less awkward or less busy or less scared or more skilled, more certain, more legitimate. But confidence is not the starting point. Confidence is the end result from all of these actions that are going to build into what you actually want. You're going to hybrid shoot it every session until you feel capable. You're going to post your video, those Super 8 clips, the camcorder clips, your iPhone clips, or the clips you're taking with your photo camera. You'll post them so often that eventually you don't feel so weird about being seen. You put photo and video in your pricing guide, and then you will start seeing yourself as someone who sells hybrid coverage. You talk about photo and video clearly on your website, in your captions, in your consult calls, and on your client guides. It stops feeling like video's a side quest and more like it's integrated into every offer in your business. Stop reinforcing that story of being a photographer who's going to add video someday. You start reinforcing the story that you are already becoming the photographer who offers photo and video. Your marketing will change. People will see video as a regular part of your business. Your offer changes because photo and video are being presented together. Your confidence changes because you are giving yourself evidence every day that you are a person that follows through with what you say you're going to do. Your income potential changes completely because you have a stronger, more profitable offer that people are taking you up on. Maybe the biggest thing is that your identity is going to change. You stop saying, I'm a photographer and I'm stuck and I don't take action on the things I want to do because they're scary and they feel too hard. You start saying, I'm a photographer who follows through. I'm a photographer who offers both photo and video. Then you back up that new identity with behavior. This is how hybrid photo and video becomes normal. This is how it becomes sellable. This is how hybrid photo and video starts making you money.
Hot take. I have this strong reaction to this. Everyone needs less opinions. It's a hot take segment. Let's go, I guess.
Right, sweet listener, here is my hot take for the day. I think a lot of photographers are hiding behind what they believe is self-awareness. Listen, I love self-awareness. I think it's important that you know yourself. I think it matters to understand what feels hard for you, what drains you, what scares you, and what patterns that you fall into. But at some point, it's not I'm being self-aware, it's I'm giving myself a really polished, pretty reason to stay exactly where I am. I'm sick of it. Can you tell? I'm getting all fired up. I'm sick of hearing things like, I'm introverted, I'm awkward, I'm bad at selling, I don't have time. I'm not good at video, I'm just not consistent. I'm not the kind of person who can post all the time. I'm not ready for a change that big yet. Maybe some of that feels true right now. But the question is that story that you're telling yourself helping you become the photographer you want to become? Is it helping you become the business owner that you want to become? If you want photo and video to make you more money, you cannot keep describing yourself as someone who avoids video, who avoids selling, who avoids being seen, who avoids practicing, who avoids posting, who avoids talking about your photo video offer, and then you are confused when nothing changes for you. People aren't saying that enough. Your identity is not something that happens to you. It's something that you reinforce. Every time you post the clips that you take at your photo sessions, you reinforce one version of your story. Every time you skip posting because you're bad at video, you reinforce another version. Every time you talk about photo and video clearly in your pricing guide or in an email to an inquiry, you reinforce one story. Every time you shrink and say, oh, I can add on a little video depending on your budget, you reinforce another version of that story. Every time you post imperfect proof, you reinforce one story. Every time you hide because it's not perfect yet, you reinforce another. I don't think be more confident is better advice. That's super lazy. And I'm not telling you to fake anything, even though it might feel like you're faking in the moment. I'm telling you that you have to verbalize being the person you want to be and doing the things you want to do. Then you need to reinforce the things you're telling yourself with behavior. That's what gives you evidence that you can do this. That's what gives you confidence that this is going to work. And it's what proves that you are who you say you are. And that's what gets rid of imposter syndrome. So please, for me, do something small that proves you're becoming the type of photographer who practices video, who publishes your work. Talk about hybrid photo and video clearly. Give people a real chance to buy it. Confidence doesn't come from thinking about becoming the person you want to be in a vague someday sort of way. Confidence comes like behaving like that person long enough that your brain starts believing you, and then your clients start believing you.
Okay, next segment, Media Recs. This is where I recommend what I'm consuming. Books, podcasts, videos, movies, the stuff I'm obsessed with. Okay, here are my Media Recs.
Okay, for today's Media Rec, this might seem a little out of the box, but I'd really love for you to watch Taylor Swift's recent acceptance speech at the Songwriters Hall of Fame. The reason this speech struck me so much is that she mentions her relationship with Steven Spielberg, right? Prolific director and storyteller, and talks about how his passion for world building and storytelling has made him successful across genres. It made me think about all of my fucking DMs from you guys talking about all of the cool shit you want to be doing across mediums. I just think it would be a real shame to not follow through on the thing that you say you're wanting to do, because you're going to deprive your clients and yourself of the creativity and passion and expression, whether you think the final product with video is going to be good or not. good only happens through reps anyway, so you might as well get to it.
Okay, next segment, shout out. This is where I give people flowers while they're alive. This is where I give people flowers while they're alive. Like, wow, this person is great. Shout out time.
Today's flowers and community highlight goes to Rachel Kobernick, who's crushing it actually with mixing mediums and playing with the coolest, most beautiful title screens in her wedding films. I'm honestly obsessed. There's going to be a link down below where you can check her out. And I hope it gives you the encouragement that you can add video offers slowly and keep things fresh as you learn. She's started by just doing Super 8. Now she's doing digital video and mixing in iPhone clips and doing these really beautiful title screens and segmenting her videos in a way that feels just like it really new. There's a ton of pattern interruption in how she's telling stories right now. And I'm just so fucking proud of her. She's continuously trying new things and adding more to her offers, and it's just so fucking cool. And a little mindset note about Rachel, because that's what this episode is all about. This woman implements so fucking quickly and does it with a little shrug and like a monotone, okay. And it makes me laugh every single time. Because it's like, okay, Shay, I know I have 0 time, but I will find the time to do that. And she's seriously doing so well. It's been so fun to watch her business explode this past year. So go check out her work and give her a follow. So in closing, if you remember one thing from this episode of Hybrid Hangout, then let it be this. You get to decide who you're becoming, but you have to reinforce that story with behavior. You don't become a photographer who scales her business with video by thinking about maybe adding video forever. You become that photographer by practicing video, publishing those video clips, talking about hybrid photo and video constantly and clearly, and by giving your potential clients a real chance to buy it. Your action step this week is simple. Pick one behavior that's going to give you proof that you can do this. Film some clips at your next session. Post one imperfect video. Add photo and video to one section of your website. Put hybrid coverage in your pricing guide. Say out loud, I offer photo and video, and stop acting like video's like a little secret side quest and you're hoping people are going to ask about it. Like, that's so silly to me. I want you to pay attention to the stories you're reinforcing, not just about video, like about every area of your life. Are you reinforcing ideas like, I'm bad at this? Or are you reinforcing, I'm becoming a person who does this well? Those 2 thoughts are going to create 2 completely different businesses. Those 2 thoughts are going to create totally different people. If this episode helped you in the slightest, send me a DM voice note on Instagram at Hybrid Hangout and tell me the story that you are repeating and the behavior you are going to use to replace it. I want to hear all about it. I want to cheer you on while you become the photographer that you keep saying you want to be. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I'll see you next time.
Beautiful,